And Al-Qaeda-linked groups promised a, quote, volcano of revenge over the chemical attack in Syria. I spoke to Karen Kwiatkowski. She's a retired US Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. She says if Washington launches military action against Syria, it'll be fighting on the same side as the terrorists.
We have allied ourselves twice now, at least Barack Obama and Washington, D.C. The Congress has done nothing to prevent us from being allied with the very terroristic enemies that we talked about, Al-Qaeda-based, Al-Qaeda-linked organizations, certainly in Libya. In fact, it's some of the same Al-Qaeda groups in Libya that are assisting and fighting the Assad regime in Damascus. So I don't know what it will take to explain to Barack Obama what he is getting into. The Congress should be putting a stop to this. Acts of war are not permitted by the executive without congressional consent. He's not seeking that consent from our Congress. Several days of airstrikes will do very little. It will demonstrate in many ways the weakness of the United States political regime and the lack of options that it has in really moving forward towards peace in the region.
I also spoke to a former senior British naval officer who told me what might happen once the West's war power is used.
I think that the options for intervention probably relate to long-range and remote missile firing by cruise missiles and aircraft-launched missiles. They'll go against selected targets, probably related to the military and to the way in which the regime is defending itself against the rebels. Worst case scenario is that military force is used. It doesn't have any effect on the situation whatsoever, and we have an escalation both within the country and within the region. I'm afraid once the military arm is used in these circumstances, politicians tend to lose control of the situation, and they then spend the next few years catching up.